welcome to your October 2024 horoscope. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this astrological forecast. The most important aspect of this month is the solar eclipse in Libra on October 2nd at 10 degrees of Libra. This month we have all of the outer planets in retrograde motion. Which is going to make the energy of this solar eclipse to feel very heavy and charged with a lot of past energy. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Saturn, the nodes, and Chiron. For some of you, especially the ones who have natal aspects really close to this eclipse, is going to be a very intense energy. This eclipse is also very important because it's the last one of the Aries Libra cycle, and I think the most important questions the universe is asking at this time are: did you work on making money out of your talents during the cycle? Did you go through deep transformation, especially spiritual, during this time? Those were the big lessons that the South Node in your second house had to teach you during the last 2 years. And this is the last chance to take care of your finances, karmic relationships, and soulmates and investments, because the window will be closed on January 11th, 2025. You'll have to wait at least 18 years to work on this zodiac axis. Last month we had the lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 17th. This was a little preview of what is going to be the next 1.5 years for you, Virgo. The North Node is moving to your 7th house that rules relationships, marriage, contracts, and legal battles. During the next cycle of eclipses that lasts 1.5 years, starting on January 11, 2025, so it's very important that you try to remember what happened to you during this eclipse, some days after or before, especially when it has to do with romantic and business relationships. If you have any legal battles or contracts to sign, there was a lot of potential for some secrets being revealed to you during this time. We're going to start breaking down the aspects of this month of October 2024, but first, if you like a personal reading, please visit the link in the description of this video. On October 2nd, the solar eclipse in Libra will be transiting your 2nd house. Your finances have been going through a transformation for the last 1.5 years, and with the solar eclipse, which is the last one of the Aries Libra cycle, you're going to start seeing an improvement in your money. This is a good time to start any projects that you've been working on for a long time. This is a transit that can bring great achievements in terms of financial security. It's important that you use the energy of this eclipse because it's very powerful, and you won't have this aspect at least for the next 18 years transiting this house. This is not a purely materialistic aspect. The 2nd house also deals with your talents and personal values and your self-esteem. And here comes another player to this eclipse. Lilith, the dark moon, will be showing up transiting this house too. Lilith has a lot to do with freedom and expressing yourself freely. In this case, in terms of using your talents for financial security, but especially those talents that we keep hidden because we're ashamed of them. So this is a great time to explore those fields. This transit also has to do with empowerment, with feeling like a new you, very confident without shame. So it's an excellent time to shine bright like a diamond. On October 12, Pluto goes direct in Capricorn and is leaving Capricorn for good, at least for the next 248 years. Because that's the time Pluto takes to complete a single orbit. Crazy, right? So slowly down, Pluto will be leaving the sign of Capricorn and will enter Aquarius on November 19th. Now it's time to talk about the transpersonal planets and how they shape generations, and in this case even centuries of humankind. Capricorn in astrology represents structure, control, conservatism. It rules politicians, thinkers, the military. So we live in a society that was very rigid for millennia. We have mostly these powerful men that were emperors that loved to battle with each other, with their armies, and represent the patriarchy. At this point in time, if you look at what's going on in our society, we have people that represent the old-fashioned way of doing things, battling ferociously to keep themselves in power. On the other hand, we have this eccentric kind of people that are ruled by Uranus, coming to life with their crazy ideas, their purple hair, bringing their progressive ideas, and this scared the hell out of conservative people. So what we need to understand is that everything has its pros and its cons, and today we're gonna discuss the positive stuff about Pluto and its shadow side. We're definitely living in a unique time. Aquarius represents social groups, technology, political ideas. It's a very progressive sign, very eccentric. Pluto represents transformation, hidden knowledge, death, and rebirth. So our society is going to be transformed, and we are already going through that, whether conservative people like it or not. We're moving into a very progressive couple of centuries. It's going to be a time of urban tribes, but also very focused in humanitarian causes. Aquarius represents breakthrough ideas. This has the potential to be a time of inventions and discoveries, especially in metaphysics and everything that has to do with air energy. Planes, internet, flying cars, Pluto rules sexuality. So this part of our life is going to be redefined. As I said, we're already seeing this happening in our society, with people identifying with different genders and different ways to live their sexuality. But it's just going to be more prominent as Pluto transits this house. The dark side of Pluto has to do with control, obsession, so I wonder if worst case scenario, we could end up under a global dictatorship controlling our minds through social media and humanoid robots. That's very concerning also because of the overly sexual nature of Pluto. This could turn out into some form of degeneracy. For now, let's hope for the best. Hopefully we become a better society where we can see each other as friends and we see ourselves more as a collective. Before we continue with this astrological forecast, feel free to leave a comment, tell me how you're doing, how the energies have been flowing during this time. It's really important to read your feedback and it's a great way to support this channel. On October 17, the full moon in Aries will be putting the spotlight on your 8th house. There is a sense of completion with this transit. This month with the solar eclipse in your 2nd house and the full moon in the 8th house, this has a lot to do with money. Some of you were struggling during the last 2 years approximately. Well, good news because this full moon is going to finally bring you some relief. If you have some investments, you're going to reap the fruits of your labor during all of this time. Unexpected money due to inheritance might show up during this time for some of you too. Also, Venus enters Sagittarius on October 17th. This is your 4th house again. For some of you, this has to do with money coming from a family member or a house that was recently sold. Another meaning of this full moon is going to live together, starting a life together with your partner after a lot of ups and downs, because the 8th house is very intense. Some of you will be starting a family soon. Unfortunately, this might also bring the end of a karmic relationship, but this seems to me as a very positive aspect overall. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope you liked this video. If that's the case, please like and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to go to the bell icon and activate all the notifications so that way you don't miss anything. Also, check your rising sign because this combined with your sun sign can help you a lot to understand better how all of these aspects are going to play out in your personal life. Alright Virgo, thanks for watching and I'll see you later.